From the shores of Morgan's Bay, I make my way to Chintsa East, a tranquil little community almost at the end of the wild coast. Setting foot in this town, I can really feel the relaxed, laid-back vibe of the locals. My first stop was a local farm and brewery nestled in Chintsa's lush hills. I met Chris, who owns the place, who immediately pops me into the seat of his ATV to give me a quick tour of the area.
The farm runs from the Chintsa River to the Kafani. It's about 5 kilometers.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's a big one.
Yeah, it's 400 hectares.
Over a ridge, Chris shows me the view of Chintsa he is most proud of.
Wow, Chris, this is such a nice view.
Ah, no, it's fantastic. That's the Kafani River down there.
Okay.
One of the more beautiful estuaries, and further up the coast you've got the entire wild coast, absolutely unspoiled beauty.
I think you can just hang out here every afternoon and have a beer.
Well, that's what we do on occasions. We do that, bring some friends up here.
Speaking of beer, that was next on Chris's list. We headed back to the brewery, where he will teach me the fundamentals of what he does best.
Yeah, well, welcome to Emerald Vale Brewery. The brewery is named after the farm, the Emerald Vale Farm.
Okay.
Our ingredients that we decided to use were the best natural ingredients. So the barley malt over here.
Yes.
The hops.
Okay.
The hops is also from the Southern Cape. And water. And the water that we use here is our rainwater. And our rainwater here is actually excellent.
Water, malted barley, and choice hops are transformed by yeast into the beverage known and loved all over the world.
So this is where the fermentation occurs.
Yes.
The fermentation
How long does it take?
takes about 14 days for our ale. It just seems quite long for an ale.
After a process of maturing, carbonating, and cellaring, the beer will be ready for packing. Finally, we get to taste the final product.
The first beer is
This one.
is the light beer, but in summer this is by far the most popular.
Refreshing.
Refreshing. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, very, very refreshing, and sometimes a bit of a problem, especially over here.
You get carried away.
You get carried away, yes.
It's interesting how the beers get different kinds of flavors depending on the combination of ingredients, temperature, and other factors.
This is known as our amber ale. It's got 5% of the biscuit malt in, and some dark malt in.
Yes.
And this has got a bit of a toffee flavour to it.
And what gives it coffee flavor?
It is a little bit of sweetness combined with the biscuit malt, and the darker roasted aromas are the coffee flavour to it. What do you say at home?
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay, right? Mabuhay. Cheers.
From the farm, I headed to Chintsa's inviting shores. Here, I was able to meet Tagan, a surfing instructor and entrepreneur who wanted to show me a bit of this paradise he calls home.
I mean, we have so many spots to surf here. In this short little space, there's probably about 75 different surf spots.
Since it's not every day that I get to talk to a surfing instructor, I decided to get some common questions answered for those wanting to try out surfing. First, do you have to know how to swim?
Everybody asks me, do you need to be able to swim? And my answer is no. Knowing how to swim is not the foundation of learning how to surf. You know, the foundation of learning how to surf is to be able to be comfortable in the water and then learning how to catch the waves. Yeah.
What if you're scared of sharks?
But you said there were lions behind us.
Yeah.
So I never worry about the shark. I worry about the lions.
About what's in the water. You know, when we do surf lessons, we generally don't go higher than waist deep, so it's not really something that we ever worry about. I think the biggest danger when you're learning how to surf is really the rips or the currents in the water.
Do you need to be physically fit to be able to surf?
It does help if you're physically stronger. That is one aspect. So if you're physically a little bit stronger and you can lift your body weight, it does make things a bit easier. But again, that's not the be all and do all
The secret of everything.
Yeah. If you have the hunger, the desire, the passion to want to learn something new, you can do it.
My mind is ready, but my body is not.
Tagan then takes me through the basics of catching a wave.
So we have to build up momentum or speed to be traveling at the same speed as the wave in order for the wave to push us.
Okay.
It's also physics, you know. There's
of course.
physics involved that, you know, you got to know that if you're moving at the same momentum as the wave will push you. If you're not, the wave's going to go past you.
But I cheated my physics class. I was copying from my classmate.
Now, don't worry, I kept falling asleep in mine, so we're on the same page there.
Okay.
So once you can understand that, we move to the next step where it's actually getting onto your board.
Now, this is the challenging part for me.
Once we see the wave coming, we get ready to climb onto our board. We make sure our toes are touching the back. And we're looking forward, and then we start paddling from the front of the nose of the board all the way back. And you keep doing that until you feel the wave pushing from behind. You'll feel it on your toes. Once you feel that, you do 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands under your chest, and you push up, and you ride the wave.
He manages to make it look really easy.
When you get in the water, those movements become second nature. It's just really practice. The more you do it, the more you practice those steps, the better it will get.
I bet you I can teach you to fly faster than you can teach me how to surf.
Well, let's shake on that. But that just could be I'm a good learner.
It may take more than an afternoon to teach this old pilot some new tricks. I was very happy to meet people who, like me, are passionate enough to be able to turn their hobbies into a living.
Surfing it's a fun sport. It's you being in nature, learning something new, but also making sure that they're having fun, because that's what it's about.
Up next, I get ready for the next part of my journey as I fly to Johannesburg, South Africa's largest city, where I dig deeper into the history of its people and dance to the rhythm of this nation.